You know, we hear all the time about AI that can write a novel or paint some incredible picture. But what about an AI that solves a problem pretty much all of us face every single day? I'm talking about a problem that's probably sitting in your kitchen right now. Yep, your trash.
I mean, you know the feeling, right? You're standing there with an empty coffee cup or a plastic container, just hovering between the trash and the recycling, totally frozen. Is this thing actually recyclable? Does the lid go in or not? What about this little bit of leftover food? It's this weird moment of anxiety over something that seems so simple.
Well, that little moment of confusion, it actually has a name. We're calling it the bin dilemma. And it turns out this everyday problem is way more complicated than it looks on the surface. So let's start right there.
See, what feels like a simple guess, trash or recycling, is actually a huge data problem in disguise. The rules for recycling can change from one city to the next. Not to mention the actual science of materials is super complex. So that feeling of confusion, it's not you. It's a sign that this is a genuinely hard problem to solve.
And get this, the stakes are way higher than you might think. Tossing just one wrong thing in the bin, like a greasy pizza box or the wrong kind of plastic, can contaminate the entire batch of recyclables. That means the whole lot gets diverted and sent straight to a landfill. So suddenly, that one little decision feels pretty big.
So, okay, if our human brains struggle with this massive data problem, what if we could build a brain that's made for the job? Well, that brings us to a much, much smarter way to sort.
And that's where WasteWise comes in. The whole point of this system is to take that exact moment of confusion and just replace it with a clear, simple, and actually useful plan for what to do with your waste.
Okay, and this is where it gets really cool. WasteWise isn't just one single AI trying to be a jack of all trades. Nope, it's better to think of it like a team of highly trained specialists, where each AI has one specific job, and they all work together. It's a completely different approach.
And this slide just lays it out perfectly. Over on the left, you've got your standard chatbot, kind of getting bogged down trying to know everything about everything, which can make it slow and not always accurate. But then you look over on the right and you see the multi-agent system. It's like a super efficient office with a manager who knows exactly which expert to send your question to. It's all about speed and specialization.
So who are these experts? Let's pull back the curtain for a second and actually meet the AI team that makes WasteWise work.
The whole thing is built on what's called a hub-and-spoke model, which is just a fancy way of describing that project manager idea we were talking about. You've got a central manager, that's the hub, who gets the request, and then they immediately assign the task out to the perfect expert for the job. Those are the spokes.
And here's the team roster. Check this out. You've got all these different specialist agents. There's the vision scanner, which can identify something just from a picture. Then you have my personal favorite, the rot doctor, an expert on the chemistry of composting. There's even an upcycle bot that'll give you cool DIY ideas. Each one is a precision tool built for one job.
But the absolute MVP of this whole team has got to be the orchestrator. This is the project manager, the brain of the whole system. And here's the critical part. It doesn't try to answer your question itself. No, its only job is to figure out what you need instantly and route you to the perfect expert for that task. That's the secret sauce that makes the whole thing so fast and so accurate.
Okay, so the theory sounds great, right? But how does this AI team actually perform in the real world? Let's walk through a couple of examples.
All right, scenario 1, the classic challenge. You've got some weird piece of plastic, there are no labels on it, you have no idea what it is, all you do is snap a photo.
So, you upload the photo. Instantly, behind the scenes, the orchestrator goes, aha, this is a job for the vision scanner. It pings that expert, which identifies the material and reports back. Then, the orchestrator might ask if you want to reuse it and seamlessly passes you over to the upcycle bot for some creative ideas. You're being handed off from expert to expert and you don't even notice.
And that right there, that is the magic of what they call an agent-to-agent handoff. It's like a perfect baton pass in a relay race. As the user, you don't see any of the complicated coordination going on. You just get a totally smooth, intelligent conversation that feels like you're talking to one super smart entity.
All right, let's try another one. Something that needs info not just from a database, but from the real physical world. Let's say you ask, where can I actually take my old batteries?
This is a job for the geo-locator agent.
It knows you need a physical place, so it plugs into real map data. And here's the really important part. It uses a technique called grounding. That just means it checks its answers against real-world Google search data to make absolutely sure it's not hallucinating or just making up an address. It finds you a real facility that's actually near you, that's actually open, which, believe me, is a huge challenge for a lot of AIs.
So this is obviously a really clever way to sort your garbage. But the ideas behind this technology go way, way beyond just the kitchen recycling bin.
Because really what we're looking at here is a blueprint for solving all kinds of complicated personal problems. I mean, imagine a team of AI financial experts helping you build a budget, or a team of AI health specialists helping you make sense of your fitness data. This multi-agent approach is all about getting accurate, real-world answers for the messy problems of our daily lives.
It really all comes down to the mission behind WasteWise. It's about taking this massive, global problem of sustainability and shrinking it down, making the solutions personal, practical, and precise. As the creators say, it's about making sustainability accessible, local, and chemically accurate.